what this one is.
How would that be evidenced? Because when we're talking about equal rights, that would indicate like a man has a right that a woman doesn't, right? When it comes to abortion, men have no reproductive rights whatsoever. And so wouldn't it actually be equality to actually...
Oh, look at it right there. So the read is $99. TTS to ring out is $199.
$100 to read.
Yeah.
$200 to ring. To TTS.
Yeah.
My God.
Which is crazy because the TTS, when it rings, they didn't read it. So like, I would think the TTS, the $199, you would read it and it would ring out.
Yeah, because it's 200 when you just only required 100 to read.
Nah, Zaya, you just out here jumping through hoops, nigga, for $2-3, nigga. That's all.
God damn.
Completely walk back women's rights to abortion. That would create equal rights.
I'm sorry, no. So men don't have to carry a fetus.
Right. Okay. Well, hold on.
Hold on.
No. Hold. I want to engage with you on that.
Okay.
So, men don't have to carry a fetus, but what does that have to do okay, equal rights. That has to do with comparisons between men and women.
Okay.
Right. So men don't have any reproductive rights.
So my second point,
where's the inequality? Okay, go ahead.
My second point is men, when they want to get a vasectomy, that's an easy doctor's visit. They get pain meds. They get told to stay off their feet for like 3 days. They can get a vasectomy, no worries. But if a woman wants to get their tubes tied to prevent the same thing, and because they don't want to have kids, they have to go through a bunch of like hoops to jump through. They have to, depending on what state you're in and depending on what doctor you have and insurance.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So can I respond, or do you have more?
I was going to say that the requirements for that are you have to be married. You have to have at least 3 kids, give or take.
This is completely just factually untrue.
That's very true.
Is there a law? You'd have
It's not law. It's not law.
It's not
So it's
law.
up to the doctor's individual.
If you go to a doctor...
So you're saying all doctors have this mandatory, you need to have had 3 children and you need to be married?
I'm just saying it's a very heavy bias. So it's not, that's
all
why.
right. So this reminds me of when I got a vasectomy, right? So it's not a law, nor is it a requirement. What will happen though when you go get a vasectomy, whether you and especially if you don't have any kids, the doctor makes you wait. Meaning that, like if I want to come and have a vasectomy, the doctor has to have the conversation with you, right? They need
consultation.
But the doctor definitely takes it serious, and he even says, okay, you need to come in for the next consultation and you need to speak to me about you thinking about it. They make you go through the process of thinking.
The psychology behind it.
Yeah, whether you leave and think about it or not, it doesn't matter. Like, but if you say, well, I want to do the vasectomy tomorrow, the doctor himself is going to say no. You've got to come in. This is the first time you're in here. We're talking about it. I'm going to tell you what the downside to all this is, and then I need you to go home. I need you to sleep on it. Then you're going to come back. We're going to have another conversation, and then we're going to book the appointment. Now, I don't think that's every single person, but that's at least what happened with me, right? Now, mine wasn't as serious because I told the doctor, like, bro, listen, I got 2 kids. I got 2 baby mamas. To me, that's always been something that was embarrassing. 2 women, 2 kids. I'm with neither women, and I'm going to get with another woman and risk having a 3rd child. Like, I've had a bad experience with the 2. Like, I'm ready to just shut it down. I don't think that having children, being in a relationship with a person and having children, I don't think that that's for me. I want to just shut it down. So I remember the doctor telling me, all right, cool. Well, we don't necessarily have to do the second consultation, but please at least sleep on it, think about it. And when we come down to the day to do it, if you decide that you want to back out, then it'll be nothing against you. And I said, all right, cool. Now, but what he explains is that you can have a vasectomy and then get it reversed. But like
in a time frame though.
Well, what he told me was that like regular, you have a 50-50 shot at having a child by having unprotected sex, right? Which I was like, really? Like I would have thought it was like higher than that. And the doctor says, no, it's a 50-50 shot whether a female gets pregnant or not. when you get a vasectomy, it's not a 100% that you can't get somebody pregnant, but it's like a 1% chance or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, miracle
baby. Yeah. Now, when you get the vasectomy reversed, it don't go back up to 50%. It goes to like 10-15%. So you need to accept that you ain't never gonna make another child again.
Come on, man. Not easily, by the way.
No, that nigga told me you got to accept it in your brain. even if like years from now you plan on getting a reverse, you need to understand, because you don't want to get to that point in life where you reverse it and then it's not working. You're not getting someone pregnant, you know? Also, when you get a vasectomy, I guess guys are, they get a little skittish that, their dick might not work, their dick might not get up, but it has no effect on whether you could get your dick up or not. Okay? It has no effect. All they're doing is they're going into your ball sack, right? They make a small incision, and what they do is they pull out a tube, right? So your dick, from the nuts, when it comes up and I guess it goes into the shaft, bro, right there it mixes. There's two tubes that mix. I believe, if I remember correctly, one is semen, one is sperm. They're actually not the same thing. One is the body and one is the head, right? So what they do is they take out the little tube that creates the tail on the sperm. Bang. They cut that. And then they burn each side and they put it back in. Okay? So you can still fucking fuck. Your dick's still going to get up. You can still ejaculate. Nothing, your cum don't change or nothing like that. The only thing is that they retarded babies, all right? They can't.
They're not retarded. They handicapped. They ain't got no legs. I have no legs.
I have no
legs.
Where that's from? What, kids, right? I have no legs. I have no legs. Look, kids. I have no legs. Look at right here. These are your babies. Once you get the vasectomy.
I have no legs. I have no legs. I have no legs. Come by the party and zooted beans with the fellas up to and shit. Yeah. Yo, but I also gotta run home too. Yeah. I have no legs. I have no legs. I have no legs.
Yo, that little nigga right there grimy. That little nigga. Yo. That nigga right there, he was burning niggas. He was burning.
This is the grimy squad right here. These two niggas.
Yo, that nigga to the right, he a greaseball. Right there.
Have Higgins ever seen Kids? All right. If you've never seen it, bruh, you gotta watch the movie, bruh. It's an older movie. Watch it through. I promise your jaw will be dropped at the very end of the movie.
Yo, he is a greaseball.
Yeah. Fuck boys right here. Both these niggas, man. Okay?
Yeah.
Both these niggas right here. All right. Check it out if you ever have the time. The movie is called Kids.
Holy shit, yeah.
Fake news, but okay.
It's fake news. You want to tell the many women who were denied getting their tubes tied?
Sure.
You want to tell the many private doctors who got refused to get their uterus taken out because of endometriosis?
A lot of private doctors that would do it.
Hold on, but you're saying you're putting forth. Stop. You're putting forth like a position where you're saying essentially all these doctors, the requirement is the woman has to have had 3 children and be married.
Sometimes they even have to have the husband sign off on it too.
Yeah.
While perhaps it could be the case that there is anecdotal evidence that this has occurred, this certainly isn't widespread. And you would have to be like.
I think also she mentioned that it also depends on the state you in. All right, all the states are different, and the laws and the requirements that they do. I've never heard of an instance where a man has to sign off, but I definitely agree, just me personally, that like an abortion. Maybe not an abortion, but having a baby and then wanting like some type of child support, I believe should be some type of contractual agreement between man and woman. You know what I'm saying? That's just me though. Right? Also abortions as well. I feel like it should be like it should, unless, well,
it should take both parties just have to sign off on that shit, nigga.
Yeah, I'm trying
Fuck
to think.
that.
I'm trying to think of
Both
the abortion
signatures.
situation, because if a man just has sex with a woman and then they have a baby and then the man dips off, then I don't want a woman to be locked into something if she doesn't want to do that because she can't get the man's signature. But I think if we're gonna have a child, well, I've always said, where, like, in all honesty, like, all humans should be, I guess, prevented from creating children from birth. They can't do that at birth. Probably not, because it's a baby. Probably there's parts of your body that haven't developed yet. But
they could do it. They could do it. There's movies on that shit. There's movies on that shit. Like you could feed a person. There was an actual movie about that they feed people like this blue pill, and it makes them like all calm and shit, and it makes them like it makes them sterile all while they taking that blue pill. But then, like, after not taking the pill for 30 days, now they start to wake up out the fucking days, and now they start to, become more lifelike and shit like that. Yeah. So yeah, they could do that shit.
If it was up to me, the world would, once you're born, that would be turned off, both man and woman, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when it is turned back on is when both man and woman now show up to the doctor or to whoever it turns on, and they can show proof that they are ready to take care of a child. They are ready to give that child a good life. What's your credit looking like? What's your situation looking like? Where do you live at? Like, what's your income? Do you have a man that is by your side and he's there, proud, ready to have a baby with you? You know what I'm saying? In them instances, all right, cool, let's turn it on for these folks. Sort of like, and don't get me wrong, it's not gonna solve like everything, right? But like, it's like going to get a car, my nigga. Like, you gotta have good credit. You gotta show that you can afford this car.
Yeah, you gotta be qualified.
You gotta qualify. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And maybe, motherfuckers would, because let me tell you something, at least for me, I feel like the motherfuckers that make the most babies are the motherfuckers that don't got nothing going on for them.
That's not qualified. Yep.
Yeah, you're just sitting around. Yep. You got nothing to do, and shit, we don't got nothing to do. We're bored. We ain't got no job. We ain't got no prospects. Let's just fuck.
Yeah.
Let's fuck. Let's feel good. You feel good. I feel good. That nigga in your ear whispering how he love you. So you letting that motherfucker bust all up in you. And then once the motherfucking responsibility come around, then, you got this fucking half-ass nigga that just want to take off. All right? Not everybody's like J-Fam out here making babies and just being happy.
He said he got 7, I think.
7
Either
girls,
5 or
nigga,
7.
Girls.
7?
Girls.
Bro.
Okay, salutes.
That's
man.
Wild as hell, boy.
Not everybody got a situation like J-Fam that he, obviously he loves the woman he with. He ready to just make babies forever. Damn. Okay? Some niggas don't want that responsibility. Some niggas just want to fuck.
Salutes to her. Salutes to her, man.
Salutes, man.
All these OBGYNs or whatever the doctor is that does this procedure, you'd have to like actually provide evidence that this is a widespread practice and like some sort of like, and I don't think the medical literature indicates that that's the requirement to get a hit.
You mean the medical literature
Right,
that
no,
literally hasn't tested women's period products for actual blood until last year? You mean the same medical system that derived off of men and thought that women were mini men, even though they have completely different organs, different functions, different hormones?
To your
talking
point,
about the same
I'll
medical
address
system?
your hysterectomy thing.
Yeah, the same one.
Hysterectomy, that's two different things.
Cool.
Or what was it?
Yeah,
It was
Tube
tied.
tied.
Excuse me.
Hysterectomy is usually a medical thing that's
I
necessary.
misspoke. I meant
That's
getting
removing
your,
the.
I meant getting your, I meant getting your tubes tied. So okay.
Actually, I'm happy to engage with this.
Yeah. So one of the differences that immediately comes to me is that it's a much more invasive procedure to get your tubes. It is to get your tubes tied. If I don't know if you want to be another science denier, it is medically more invasive to get your tubes tied. Getting the what's it called? Sorry, I'm blanking on
So
it.
a voluntary procedure.
The vasectomy, you're like in and out in 15 minutes.
You can
Okay, so that's a privilege that men have.
That's
another thing that the procedure for the vasectomy is like, bro, in total from the minute you walk in to the minute you walk out, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I think there is like some type of pill that you're supposed to take or something like that where it numbs you like from the waist down or some shit like that.
What
and then it
the
wears
fuck?
off. Yeah. So what they have to do is they have to numb your balls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's like some type of medicine that they give you and it wears off, right? But in the
They can't give you an injection? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually know if it's like I don't know if it's an injection or medicine. The reason I'm saying this is because technically when I got to the hospital, I was supposed to I did this on my birthday. This was my birthday
Oh
present to
yeah,
myself.
all right. You got the
Yeah. So I went on my birthday. Bro, this is my birthday present. I was excited. I got there, and the doctor told me, "Yo, we were gonna call you, but we gotta reschedule because whatever it is that I'm supposed to take, it hadn't arrived." And I was like, wait. I was like, no. We got to do this today, Papa. All right. And he was like, well, you know, there is another way that we do it if you're interested. And I said, all right, well, what is it? And he said, technically, it's Novocaine, which is what they use for the dentist. Right.
Yeah.
So we could, put Novocaine on your balls. I think they spray it or something like that. And, it'll numb your balls. You know, you won't be completely numb, so you're gonna feel.
Oh my gosh!
You're gonna feel the pressure of us.
Oh my god!
You know, and I was just so like hell bent that it had to be that day that I said, "Papa, let's do it."
You said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, I said, "Fuck it, let's do it." Right. So, there was an instance where I don't know if it's like a laser or an incision. I don't know how they make the incision. Right? There was an instance where he hit me on a spot that didn't get no Novocaine. Right? And I remember being like, whoa! And he said, oh, my fault. And then he put the Novocaine on it. And then after that, I was perfectly fine. Right? So, and then it's kind of weird because he's like talking to you as he's doing it. So, you know, you gotta, for the people that need to, you gotta no homo in your head because you're literally, your legs are up, your legs are up, and technically the nigga's right there talking to you, and he's right there, and you can feel the pressure of him touching your balls and shit, you know? But they do that, and then how you know it's almost over? You smell like cooked meat.
Oh my god!
The reason is for that is because eventually, at some point, he has to pull the tube out. They cut it and then they burn it on both ends and then they put it back in. So that's why when you get the vasectomy, technically he has to cut, find the two tubes, pull them out, clip off, and then try to connect them. You know what I'm saying? So I was so fucking hell bent that it had to be that fucking day that I said, nah, nigga, Novocaine me or whatever the other process is. Let's get it. Right? So I did that, like 20, 25 minutes in and out. Okay. And then they'll tell you, like they said on there, you got to stay off your feet for like 3 days. Right? Your balls are going to swell up. Mine swelled up, I want to say maybe like a tennis ball. So about that size. You know what I mean? Other Higgins have had it worse where it's like a grapefruit. You know what I'm saying? Mine was like a tennis ball, and then for like 2 weeks, you gotta wear compression shorts. Okay? And then the other thing that they tell you is that, remember, he cut the tube. So don't think that you just going home and fucking raw, nigga. Like, like when they cut the tube, they're still active on the side of the tube that goes into the dick. So what they say is that you've got to ejaculate at least another 20 to 25 times before you are completely in the clear. Okay? So I spent my weekend busting nuts, nigga.
Oh my god.
Okay, just fucking beating off, trying to get it all out, nigga. All right? But since then, I've had a couple of relationships that have led to unprotected sex, and my nigga, I miss every time. There's never been a scare, nothing like that. Okay? Nothing. No, thank you, man.
That's just the kind of the nature.
Is like they're making sure that you are set in it, because vasectomy can most times be reversed, whereas getting not your tubes tied can be reversed, but like if you get them cut or anything like that, it's a permanent decision. So his point is like the medical staff is just making sure that you are completely sure in your decision, because it's a lot easier to get a vasectomy than it is to get your tubes tied.
Well,
yes, both are still voluntary procedures though. So
but let me.
So I think they're lost in this because both procedures are easy to get. They're just harder to reverse. Another thing is that technically anybody that has medical insurance can get a vasectomy. It literally will cost whatever your copay is. That's how easy it is. I don't think a lot of men know that. If you have medical insurance at your job, more than likely, your vasectomy procedure will cost you your copay. That's it. Now, if you want to reverse it, that's not covered by insurance. Okay? So you're talking about thousands of dollars you'll have to pay to reverse the shit. And then remember, the doctor told you, don't think that just because you reverse it, it's automatically going to work. And what I mean by that is being able to make a baby. Again, your dick getting up is not affected. The way you come is not affected. Even what your cum looks like is not affected. None of that is actually affected. All right? But actually getting it turned back on, that shit costs thousands of dollars. So imagine.
Yeah, getting the factory working again.
Yeah, hell no. I'm not going to get a fucking deal on shutting the factory down for fucking $30. And then what you think, I'm going to pay thousands, nigga, to turn it back on? Why? So a fucking female could do me dirty, nigga, and then run me up thousands in court? No, thank you, nigga. No, thank you. Never again.
Could you imagine you reversing a vasectomy because you think you found the one?
Never.
And then she still take you to court for child support, my nigga?
No, never. Listen, at the
Fuck
very worst, if I meet the right person, baby, we will get a dog or a cat or something.
Oh, God
We're not
damn.
making a child together. That's it. My days of doing that are over. I had a horrible experience. I had a horrible experience as a father, as a dad, and even as an alleged stepdad. So children is not my high priority. Now, don't get me wrong, like, if I meet someone and they have children, okay, I'm a nice guy. I don't want to be nobody's dad, though. You know, I don't want to be nobody's dad. You know, just call me Unc, nigga. You feel me? Or don't call me nothing. Call me Zaya. Call me Victor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to be your father. Okay, if you have a father already, praise that nigga. I don't want to be nobody's father. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good with kids, bro. You know what I mean? I'm good around kids. I ain't got no problem. You know what I mean? If for the right woman, though, it's got to be the right woman. I'm not just, like, I don't want to be nobody daddy, bro. Okay.
Yo, speaking of Unc,
Yeah.
Clumsy, his child might actually have to call him Unc. That's crazy.
So what the fuck is going around? They're trying to say that this nigga.
My nigga. So Beta said to him, should I talk about your sister? You want me to talk about your sister? His response is, oh, you want to talk about my wife, huh? I said, what?
What? That's crazy.
Literally, his child might have to call him Unc.
Okay,
that's crazy.
Hold on, bro, because let me tell you something. Clumsy a fuckboy, nigga, all right?
Yeah.
But my nigga, like, I just can't see this happening, bro. The nigga with his sister, and the sister's the wife, like maybe a stepsister.
I don't know. I know what Beta said, and I know his response is wife. She said, "Oh, you want me to talk about your sister? I can talk about your sister. Oh, you want to talk about my wife, huh?" I'm like, wow.
Yo, that's crazy.
Wow.
Man. Like your steps. Don't get me wrong. That shit is fucking crazy. This shit's gross, right? But like, at least, bruh, do that shit with your stepsister, my nigga. You know what I mean? Like, you do that shit with like your real sister that came out the same mother.
That's crazy.
My nigga, you're gonna produce children that are fucked up. You know what I mean? Ain't that, like, hold on.
That's the
let me see.
That's the rumor.
Can incest lead to a healthy birth of children? I was always told that no, nigga, like you're risking the children coming out fucked up because it's the I don't know if it's the chromosomes or
the genetic. There's no genetic diversity.
Yeah, the genetic makeup of the child is based off, which is crazy because hold on, bro. And I definitely don't know about this, right? That's why I'm asking. My nigga, if you get two dogs and they technically from the same litter and you got a boy and a girl, can they have sex?
And you breed them, yeah.
But will the dogs come out fucked up?
No.
What?
You might get one. Remember, dogs have litters. So, like, depending on the size of the litter, if there's like 6 to 8 pups, you might get one runt.
I'm saying, but the runt is what? That he's like a different color, or is that nigga missing a fucking
No, like the
leg or
runt
something?
is like fucked up. Like it's like smaller than the other ones, weaker. There might be genetic defects, that's the runt,
That's crazy, bro.
So the same thing will happen in humans, where yeah, like if close relatives have offspring, like maybe one or two out of like eight might be fucked up, but the other six or whatever, they'll be fine. That's just. But you got it, like you rolling the dice. You rolling the dice.
That's crazy, bro. All right, so I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this study, and I'm just, just vaguely reading through it. It says sex between two close family members that results in pregnancy. The consequences to the baby are tremendous. While genetic changes that are consequential usually take a few generations of incestual behavior to show up in a family, there can be instant consequences for a child born to family members. Incest is harmful in many ways, including genetically. When two closely related people have sex and the female becomes pregnant, there is an increased risk of recessive gene disorders. The reason involves how genes are passed from parent to child. A child receives one copy of a gene from each parent. Usually the genes for the formation of things like autoimmune systems are inherited from each parent, with the harmful genetic material being overridden by the dominant material. The result is a healthy individual who harbors a recessive genetic mistake. When related individuals get pregnant, they decrease genetic variations, and the recessive gene they have may combine to become dominant in their child, causing many types of congenital disabilities. Okay, below find a list of some of the birth defects caused by incest. Whoa, hold on. Okay, lower IQ scores. Inbreeding can negatively affect the child's intellectual abilities, even in some cases, causing developmental disorders. Okay, yeah. This one is weird right here. Blue eyes.
Oh, Pebs, where you at? Pebs.
No, Pebs is green. Pebs is green, though.
No, but her son, nigga.
Oh, shit.
Pabs, where you at, bitch? Where you at?
Okay, so it literally says blue eyes. I'm not kidding, right? Blue eyes. When inheriting blue eyes from each parent's recessive gene, wait. While inheriting blue eyes from each parent's recessive gene is harmless, it can also be caused by incest. Okay, so blue eyes is linked to incest. Cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a severe disease that affects the cells that produce mucus, sweat, and digestive juices. The disorder causes these fluids to become thick and sticky, plugging up tubes, ducts, and passageways. Okay, they also have a premature birth. Children of incest are in danger of premature birth and being underweight and undersized. Viable babies of incestual couples are also likely to have physical deformities.
That's that runt shit. That's that runt shit right there.
Also linked to incest, the cleft palate. A cleft palate is a common congenital disability.
Where's Sig at? Where's Sig?
A cleft palate is a common congenital disability that genetic abnormalities in both parents can cause. Children with cleft palates have difficulty speaking and feeding. They also have heart conditions. The birth of a baby with a deformed or other malfunctioning heart is one consequence of incest. Unfortunately, if they survive, these children will have shorter lives filled with endless cardiac problems. Come on, bro. Hold on, man.
Oh, come on, man.
I gotta go to my Google.
Come on, man.
Go to my Google, man. Okay, let's go right there.
Neonatal.
Okay, easier than I thought. Neonatal mortality. The recessive genes inherited by the children of close relatives sometimes leads to a baby not living past gestation or dying soon.
Gestation. So that's like the first 3 months, I think. Damn.
Ooh, okay. So incest could lead to a baby losing its life in what, that first 3 months?
In the womb, inside the womb, yeah. Damn.
Okay. Or dying soon after birth. Not all genetic changes caused by incest are lethal, but many cause lifelong problems that could have been avoided.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. There it is. That's crazy.
Let me give you
I was just saying what he was
perhaps
saying.
a good
I appreciate
to
it.
piggyback off Kiko. She makes a good point. In spite of herself, she didn't even mean to make this point.
No, I know what I
it's
was
really
saying.
good. Even though it's really good. What does first do no harm mean?
Do no harm.
First do no harm. That's what every doctor operates under. The idea of hang on, of first do no harm.
Yeah.
Let me give the argument, and then you can respond. Okay. So my argument would just be this: that if that is the case, right, that you take in the Hippocratic Oath, which came from Hippocrates, right, and he says, hey, first you should always do no harm. If it is the case that a doctor, let's say, was performing women getting their tubes tied at like 22 for these women, and then would see them at 27 going, I regret this, this is awful, this sucks, this is horrible, and he had that experience over and over and over and over and over, doesn't it stand to reason that that same doctor would say, okay, this is doing harm?
Did that actually happen though?
It does.
Yes.
Not only does it happen, but men are coached too when they get a vasectomy, especially if they go in young. You probably don't want to do this, and you should wait, and you should wait for an elongated period of time. But the difference is that men aren't going back to the doctor, right, and saying, please undo this.
No.
Women are going back to the doctor and saying, please undo this, or I have regrets, or it's causing me mental health issues, this and that. If it were the case that you're a doctor, and this is being reported to you by most of your female patients who you do this on when they're young, and your oath is to not do any harm, at what point would you think you were doing harm?
Okay, well, what about the women that you're turning away from getting these procedures and they have severe endometriosis or ovarian cysts, or if they get pregnant, it can be detrimental?
Women aren't getting turned away for that.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. So, you're saying that these doctors who are continuously consulting with their female patients and checking on them and making sure that they're ready, couldn't we almost reverse this argument and say that this is actually evidence? Like, oh, the men, go ahead, sterilize yourself, but the doctors give a bit more care when it comes to the women.
They do.
You could say that it's care, but oftentimes I believe it causes more harm. My friend's mom had endometriosis and got pregnant in a very dangerous time to get pregnant, and luckily everything was fine, but if something bad had happened, she wasn't able to get hysterectomy until after.
We're moving off the topic here. The topic originally was about it was about
reproductive rights,
equal rights,
and then we were talking about abortion, and then it came into this kind of more niche thing. I have to bring it back to how is women's lack of access to abortion, I suppose in some states, evidence of an inequality between men and women?
Because it's blatantly refusing their right to bodily autonomy.
Ah, I see. Bodily autonomy?
I swear, if you bring up the bodily autonomy to a fetus, we will have a very long discussion.
I'm not going to.
Cool.
I'm just going to bring up the. I'm just going to bring up the draft.
The draft?
Yeah. What about the bodily autonomy of men when it comes to being drafted?
I never said I agreed with the draft.
Good point.
Yeah, maybe not. Right.
Good point.
That's true, right? Women can't get drafted,
right? Like when even for certain jobs, like real talk, if you want to work at the post office, you have to sign up through that services for the draft to even get hired for the post office.
Damn,
this shit is crazy. And like at any point in time, if motherfuckers go to war, like he said, what happened to the bodily autonomy then? Yeah. If I say, no, I don't want to go to war, guess what's going to happen to me? I'm going to go to prison. I'm going to prison.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy.
Now, don't get me wrong. It says here the military hasn't issued a draft since '73.
No, I understand, but you still, in order to even work at the post office, you have to sign up for the selective services. Yeah. That's what it's called, selective services. You have to register as selective services to even work at the post office, and you can still be drafted. I think up until the age of 37. They might have even raised that shit now. You know what I mean?
It says the law.
I understand it hasn't happened, but it can. It can though.
Yeah, the law requires only men to register with selective service.
Yo, that's such a good point he brought up right there. Damn.
Okay, yeah, look, over here it said, well, this one's as of 2016, obviously a while ago, but even then they were saying there has been no decision to require females to register with selective service or even be subject to a future military draft.
See?
And isn't that thought that men go off to fight and the women stay at home to take care of the children?
Yeah, because they have to be able to give birth to the future generations and shit, you know? So you're going to protect that. But that's a good point, is that if we're talking about equal rights with bodily autonomy, what about selective services?
Yeah.
That ain't equal rights, you know?
Definitely not.
Man, salute to him.
Be a case of men being oppressed and women not being?
I mean, yeah, but who created that system?
Why would that matter?
Because
Let's
you're
say a
men,
king.
you put yourself in that position.
Let's say,
it's not like us women
let's say
all
it was a
voted for
king
you to go to war.
or
Like,
a queen.
You
who
voted for yourselves to do
hang on,
that.
let's say it was a king or a queen who invented that system yesterday. What would that have to do with the fact that right now, today, me and Brian can't do anything about that?
Wait.
So, and hang on, since we can't do anything about that, aren't we oppressed by that system?
In the super hypothetical scenario of a king or queen
No, like
making
right
decisions,
now, right this second.
No, we don't have a king or a queen here.
We don't need a king or a
so-
queen. Right this second,
Right this second.
I can be drafted. You can't. Yeah.
Depends. How old are you?
Right now I'm 40.
I don't think you would be drafted.
Yes, in fact, the draft can be accelerated up to 70, like it is in the Ukraine and in Russia right this second, or it can be decreased to 13, 14, like it has been in World War I. So the question is,
wasn't there talk about making the draft for females too?
yes, but interestingly enough, that's nice that you're talking about it.
Yeah.
But it's not the case. So if it's not the
there was
case,
talk about
you say you don't have any bodily autonomy, but neither do I.
Do you have to grow another person inside of you? And then
I'm sorry. Do you have to go die in a war?
No, I don't have to. But I
Okay,
can
great.
choose to.
Great. No,
I
no,
can choose to.
but you can be, but I can be drafted. You can't.
You could always break your leg too.
Yeah, I know. You can always just not take jizz in your pussy.
I
mean,
God
sorry.
damn!
Ah, that one stung right there.
Yeah.
I felt it for the ladies. Oh, look at Shorty over here. Shorty like,
Oh my God. Yo, hands up.
this one trying to hold
Hands
her
up.
laughter in over there. Damn. Jeez, can we get a rewind?
I know. You can, but you can be, but I can be drafted. You can't. I have to go die in a war.
Please, let's pay attention to all the faces, y'all. Pay attention to all the faces.
don't have to, but I
Okay,
can
great,
choose to.
great. No,
I
no,
can choose to.
but you can be, but I can be drafted. You can't.
You could always break your leg too.
Yeah, I know. You can always just not take jizz in your pussy.
I
I mean, sorry. Like all you have to do is not let a guy come in your fucking pussy, and then you don't have to worry about
totally right.
it. You're totally. Yeah, I know. I'm totally.
Shorty
right.
with the orange is like, what just happened?
What just happened? And then mad weird. They got the mad random head with the mouth open on the fucking table. I didn't even see this. What the fuck is this?
What the fuck?
Just a fucking head. Just a head with her mouth open. What the fuck? Boy, oh boy.
Jizz in your
man.
pussy. I mean, sorry. Like all you have to do is not let a guy come in your fucking pussy, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, you're totally right.
You're totally. Yeah, I know.
No,
I'm totally
it's almost
right.
like my mom was on birth control. They used a condom, and my dad only had one testicle.
And all she had to do is not let him jizz in her pussy.
They used all the proper things.
Like not jizzing in the pussy. I promise you that.
Yo, I also wanna definitely notice how I love how podcasts set up in apartments.
Oh, they're not using commercial spaces no more, right?
Nah, hell no, nigga. They just get in the
That
apartment, that's
rent
it.
crazy for commercial space.
Commercial
nigga.
spaces are higher rent. They don't
Yeah.
offer as much
Amenities.
amenities, comfortability.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
You could tell this is a.
There's
fucking
no pool at the
apartment.
office. There's no pool at the office.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. Shit, this one, Fresh and Fit, a bunch of them are out of
Yeah.
apartments. You know, get yourself a nice
Yeah.
apartment, get yourself a nice
And then
setup.
just use the living space as the fucking
this is
the
the
living
living
room
room
as the
right there.
fucking yeah.
What happened in this case is your dad came inside your mom, 100%.
Came inside of a condom. That also happened to be
and
inside of a
so
mom.
came inside your mom.
Inside of a
So
condom.
came inside your mom.
Inside of a condom.
So wait, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that I got this. I just want to make sure I got this right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, no,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
no, no.
I'm
Excuse me, I'm
sorry.
speaking.
Excuse you. You're not speaking.
I am speaking,
So
though.
your
You
dad,
asked me,
your
you-
dad.
you
Listen,
asked
you
me.
green-haired freak. Your dad came inside your mom, right?
Wow.
Your dad came inside your mom. Answer the question.
Rachel, she did nothing wrong.
Shorty got up.
Can you answer
She
the
got
question
the fuck
now?
up out of there.
How many beers have you had?
Not enough. Can you answer the question?
Obviously.
Yes, thank you. How fucking hard was that?
How
Go
hard was
ahead.
it to deduce it yourself, asshole?
Oh, how hard was it to admit a thing that you can't admit because you know it hurts your argument?
Why would it hurt my argument? Why is someone choosing to have consensual sex and use all the protection necessary to prevent a pregnancy? Why
They're
should
not
that
doing
do
everything
them?
to prevent a pregnancy.
Why should they?
What's the thing you can do that's 100% effective to prevent a pregnancy? What can you do that's 100% effective to prevent a pregnancy? What?
I'm sorry. Can you talk to me like I'm an actual person in front of you?
As soon as you start answering questions, I'll
Throw
start talking
pie.
to the person who can't.
Throw pie. You could do a throw pie. You could fucking cream pie her asshole. What else you could do? You could pull out and bust on her fucking chest. What else you could do? Trying to think. Yeah, just you gotta have a strong ass pull out game, nigga. Pull out game gotta be strong.
I would have liked it if he didn't hit her with the green-haired freak. You know?
Why? She's wildin'.
He's already winning the conversation, and in that instance, what ends up happening is that everybody only remembers the insult.
The personal attack?
Yeah,
Come on,
you
man.
remember the personal attack. You don't see the fucking girl in the back talking about, look, she didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You know, then it becomes about that when you already have her up against the wall.
Yeah, that's true.
Back and forth.
But he, you know, she looked crazy though. She looked crazy.
The green-haired freak. I love
because she has all these fucking feminist points.
Or nothing.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Asking me relevant
Great.
questions.
Here's the question: is there a thing you can do which is 100% effective?
Abstinence.
Yeah,
Duh.
great.
Cool.
Great.
How long?
So
have you abstained?
don't say
How
I've
long
done.
Did you abstain?
Don't
before
say
marriage?
I've done
Did you abstain
everything.
before were you 100% ready for a pregnancy every single time?
Would that
you came
matter?
Inside a woman?
Why would that matter?
It does matter.
What's the relevancy? Tell me.
What if you got a woman pregnant?
What if I did?
What if you did? Were you ready
That
for
would
that
mean
every
that
single time?
I came inside the woman, right?
Yeah, and does that mean that you get to dictate whether or not she has your kid?
No. But here's the distinction. When you say to me, no, women don't have bodily autonomy. They don't have any. They don't have any. Except then you give an example of mom and dad. You say they did everything right. No. If they're having sex, right, then the idea here is there was a form of birth control that they had at their disposal that they did not use called
abstinence.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
A condom is a way for men can prevent women from getting pregnant, and a form of women's condom is birth control. Like what? Like isn't that why birth control was
Also,
invented?
men lie about putting on condoms all the time.
You know how you can prevent all of that?
Let me
What if you're
guess. By not
assaulted?
having sex?
Yes.
What if you're,
Isn't that
what if you're
crazy?
assaulted?
Isn't that crazy?
But what if you're assaulted?
What if you are? We're not talking about cases of assault, but even in cases of assault, I would just grant, fine, have the abortion in the case.
Yo, here's another thing, Dan. We don't really have too many women, if any women, in the chat right now. Is it possible for a man to tell you that he put on a condom and he put his dick in you and you feel it and you think that there's a condom on it?
Hell no, nigga.
I always thought that there was a distinctive feel.
There's a distinct feel. Bitches know first. Don't get me wrong. Like, a nigga know what... Because look, right? Nigga, condoms done burst a lot. You feel me? And every time the condom bursts, I instantly know and she instantly know.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's like a little explosion.
There's a look. You feel me? Like, come on,
like
man.
You feel the condom pop.
Yeah, and then she instantly feels the fucking heat and the skin, and she knows she got a hot dick in her now. Like, she's like, what the fuck?
Now, shout out to Ken McDonald. Men's friends poke holes in condoms. That's something different, though.
God damn, that's out of pocket, nigga.
You
That's out
still
of
got the
pocket.
condom on. The female still feels the condom, and
Yeah,
the
that's out
only
of pocket.
problem is that at the end, it's not gonna hold all the sperm inside the condom. Some can leak into a female. That's something different. Like, but like over there, her talking about, men lie all the time about putting on condoms, and I'm like,
Nah.
baby girl, like you supposed to feel that. The fuck?
Yeah, instantly.
Okay, KJ said, I'm not gonna lie, I took my condom off on a girl and she didn't notice. Now here's
No,
the thing.
she noticed. She ignored it.
Yeah, she didn't tell
She
you.
ignored it.
She
Yes.
ignored it because that motherfucking raw dick feel amazing. Like, let's be for real. Like, let's be for real.
Because we know the difference and so does she. Remember, imagine, right? The material that's on the tip of your dick is her entire insides, nigga.
Yeah. All that
So she
skin, all the
instantly
skin off her
knows. She
walls.
instantly know, nigga. The fuck? Crazy.
KJ said I was hitting that motherfucker from the back, baby.
Yeah, she was loving it, and she was loving it. That's all.
Hell yeah.
The bitches know too, bro. She was just loving it, bro.
Listen,
Salute.
raw sex is amazing. It's unfortunate that we
Yeah.
live in a time where, bro, there's just all types of diseases. You know,
Yeah,
that we gotta wear protection. But in reality, like, let's be for real. If there were no diseases, bro, like, females wouldn't be talking about put a condom on, bro.
Yeah, no.
You know, everybody would be fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so no.
I'll take that.
That would just grant it.
So you're saying that my body has to be
hill.
violated against my will and a pregnancy to happen for me to get the right to abort that pregnancy.
No, what I'm saying is that your argument that there's no, I did everything right. My parents did everything right when it came to using contraception. No, they didn't. The truth is that there was always, for your parents, a 100% foolproof way that mom never would have gotten pregnant.
Okay, so you think that abortion shouldn't be an option? You think that it should be illegalized? You think that
I
women dying because they're forced to be going through sepsis before they get treatment for a miscarriage?
Never happens.
Yes, it does.
Name a case. Name a single case.
Cases.
What are the names? Name one name.
Oh man, I literally have TikTok posts about this.
Yeah, okay.
I have TikTok
then why can't you name a single name?
Because I suck at names.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I looked into at this point there's only 2 actually, but what's interesting is that the cases themselves, these are grievances brought forward, but they're not even proven. They're just bitching about it. It's not even proven. And 2 out of all of the possibilities.
I'm sorry, families and husbands and kids are bitching about their mom dying to sepsis because they were refused.
They weren't being refused. These women, like many people do.
I wonder if they know the topic before they come on here.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Because like some of these, like all these ladies right here are just like lost, or either that or just have nothing to add to this to the equation of the conversation.
It's out of their league. The conversation's out of their league.
I wonder if you get there and it's like, oh shit, you know, I don't really, because like I'm not gonna hold you. Like if I was invited to a podcast like this, right, and he could start talking about like Trump and politics, I'm probably gonna be quiet too. I've always told y'all like that's not my strong suit. So like when y'all Higgins be going in, sometimes I know how to just shut the fuck up and just listen and soak it in.
Yeah.
Versus just be interrupting and not even knowing what the fuck I'm talking about.
Do they sue for malpractice where they have no merit to do so?
Okay, so
it's very hard to prove.
Yeah, I don't know what you're smirking. Like people sue for shit like this all the time, even though they're in the wrong.
But the women
are not being refused treatment for sepsis ever.
No, the doctors refuse treatment until they get sepsis, and by then it's too late.
No, they don't. Where?
It's literally happened.
Where's it? Name the case.
I can't because I suck at names. I will email it to you.
You can email it, and here's the thing. I'll pull the case up, and what we'll see is a grievance where the person claims that this is what is happening, whereas the hospital says that isn't what happened.
There have literally been cases where doctors said that it could have been avoided. Their death
years
could have been
and
avoided.
years ago. Currently, right this second, if you have an ectopic pregnancy, or there's sepsis, or there's any hurt to the mom from the pregnancy, it can be terminated in all 50 states, and the doctors do it.
Cool.
So like I don't even know what the argument there is when it comes to this.
The argument is if I get pregnant, I would want an abortion. I am not.
Right. That's the argument.
Because
you want to kill your kids.
It's not killing a kid.
Well, I'm sorry. You want to kill the man's kids.
No, they're not kids.
How do you know? How do you know they're not kids?
No. Okay, so it starts off.
Can
as
we
a
ask the
side
angels? Are they kids?
Wow.
What are the angels saying? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Yeah.
A fetus.
How do you so
a fetus?
Yeah.
A fetus, someone who is not an actual person and cannot survive outside.
A fetus is actually not considered a fetus until it's almost 4 months. That's why when you're not allowed to legally have an abortion after 4 months.
Yeah.
That's why it's now when you find out you're pregnant, it's within a.
That's not true.
It's within like the
That's
first 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So you find out you're pregnant.
Have you ever seen an abortion? Actual abortion?
Yes.
It's literally a baby with 2 hands, 2 legs.
Have you seen?
But with no nerve endings, no parts of the brain that can process.
They don't even form a heartbeat.
A fetus does not have more rights than a woman growing it. A fetus.
Damn. Okay. Salutes, man. Salutes.
You know what's wild is that those same bitches that make the argument about what a fetus is or not, they would have a pet that they rather spend thousands of dollars a month on than a seed. That's the wildest part. They'll have 2 dogs and a cat before they have a fucking child in the house. This shit is crazy. You know? Salute.
All right. We're heading back to the fuckery. Salutes, man.